Yes, people. Okay, today we're going to take a look at beliefs and behaviors around building wealth. So, right now we're on a blog post by Creighton University. So, why your money mindset matters more than you think. So, beliefs and behaviors are important when thinking about wealth. So, most people approach personal finance and wealth in a way that seemingly most logical numbers, budgets, and limiting daily expenses. But according to Brad Klontz, financial psychologist and associate professor at Creighton University's Hyder College of Business, there's another step people often miss. The key to long term financial success starts well before spreadsheets. It starts with your mindset. So, this is what we're talking about when it comes to beliefs and behaviors when you're thinking about finance, being successful, in terms of wealth building and wealth generally. The power of money scripts. So he talks about money scripts. Many of our financial behaviors are subconsciously shaped by something called money scripts. That's deeply ingrained beliefs about money that are often formed in childhood or when you're younger, maybe particularly around your surroundings and the context of your environment. These beliefs, like spending money is scary, or more money means more happiness, influence how we spend, save, invest, and manage our financial lives. As a business psychologist, I can understand here where he's coming from. Most people don't even realize these beliefs are driving their decision, say Clance, but they have a powerful impact. So, why does this money mindset matter? So, we often think about financial literacy as understanding how to budget, invest, and save, but Clance emphasizes understanding and rewriting your money script is part of financial literacy, as it is identifying your goals and aligning your behavior with them. So, as we discussed, when you're younger, you have certain money beliefs, mindsets, and kind of values or behaviors around wealth. These are often kind of picked up by, for example, parents quite often, or siblings, or maybe those around you that you learn these kind of behaviors from or traits, and this influences you. Now, as modern kind of schools or education doesn't really teach you about finance, wealth, money, and how to make money and these type of things, financial education is lacking. Now, obviously, that lack then may impact, people's understanding, behavior, and well-being around finance. So he goes on to say it's not just about knowledge; he says it's about behavior. So this is why we're talking about the behavior around you of others in the external environment. And understanding yourself is a key part of that. So self-consciousness, self-awareness, being able to understand oneself. Start with one step at a time, he says. You might feel overwhelmed if you overhaul your financial behavior all at once. So when you've learned kind of like financial, elements over a number of years, it's very difficult to let go of these kind of traits or habits. So habits tend to break over a time period. So you've got to take your time and incrementally start to change your behaviors. And as you do that over time, you will have an impact on your behavior potentially. So he talks about moving towards financial well-being and wellness. Financial confidence doesn't come from a perfectly balanced spreadsheet. It starts with a healthy mindset. When you begin to understand the beliefs that influence your financial life, you gain the power to make intentional, empowering choices. Because the first step to building the future you want isn't just a budget, it's believing it's possible. So it tends to hover around mindset, positivity, and understanding that wealth is something and your behavior influences that. As you start to change your mindset and build behaviors traits around that and adapt and build your values, then you'll start seeing naturally you'll start moving towards you know methods and methodologies that will help you build that wealth as your knowledge increases, your experiences increase, and maybe the networks you surround yourself with. So Brad Klontz basically says most people don't even realize their money scripts are driving their decisions, but they have a powerful impact. Mindset first, money second. Behavioral finance research shows that mindset often determines behavior. If you believe wealth is possible for you, you're more likely to take positive action. But if you believe financial success is out of reach, you're less likely to even try. Now, so I'll tell you a little bit of a story. So back in the days when I was, initially starting studying psychology, we did a behavioral psychology, bit of work around Pavlov. So he did an experiment with dogs and bells. So what he would do is he had a dog and then he would bring a bowl of food to the dog. And every time the food would arrive and come to the dog, a bell would ring. And then basically, the dog would start to saliva and all that kind of stuff. And he'd repeat this again and again and again. So the dog would be there, the food would arrive, and a bell would ring. And then what happened was he tried basically ringing the bell without the food, and the dog would automatically saliva. So that's behavioral psychology. So, for example, in modern society, you'll see that when people are kind of like trained in a certain way, they'll act in a certain way. So, if you're in a mindset or in a box of, thinking positively about wealth and money, you'll start to pick that up as you go along. And if you constantly reinforce, so if you're around people who understand wealth and you're getting constant financial education around financial success and understanding wealth behaviors and beliefs more detail all the time regularly, you'll then start to adapt that behavior, traits and context to your own self over time, similarly as we talked about in the experiment. So this is something that we need to look out. So basically, you know he also says that your mindset can be your greatest asset or your biggest barrier. Klontz explains, if you believe that the system is rigged against you, specifically you'll self sabotage. If you believe money is freedom, you'll find ways to grow it. Again, he's talking about beliefs and values around wealth. And then when you become aware of the ways your money script influences your decisions, you can start to shift them for the better. So then he talks about how to rewrite your money story. Start by exploring your financial psychology or your core beliefs about money. Ask yourself, where does this belief come from? Is it still true today? Is it helping or holding me back? Think about these questions, jot some ideas down, and start to think about how you can, move towards more better, more focused beliefs and values around money and wealth. You can also try to work backwards, starting by identifying your money behaviors, like your spending habits and your thoughts and feelings when you're making a purchase or avoiding one. This may provide some clarity into why you make certain purchasing decisions. Once you've identified your money script, think of the ways you can replace limiting beliefs with more supportive ones. For example, instead of thinking, I'm just not good with money, try to think, I'm learning how to manage my finances in a way that works for me. Totally then shifting the script and turning it upside down in terms of your thought processes. If you believe that success is out of your reach, you're never even going to try. But if you believe you can learn and grow, you will start to take meaningful action. So, beliefs and behaviors around wealth is something that you should focus on when it comes to developing and building your wealth over time. Okay, people, there you have it. Do let us know in the comment section below what you think about that when it comes to beliefs, behaviors, and values around wealth. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.